choice.
It's sad to say, but lifestyle choices like becoming a vegan or becoming a pacifist are not going to save Britain from immorality.
And neither is being a champagne socialist.
The only thing that will save
Neither is
Britain.
being a champagne socialist.
The only thing that will
What would
save.
the rest of the world
People
think
like
of British
you.
people killing and eating meat? Yes. Same way of what the world think of
Here comes Chris. No, the only thing that will save Britain from its problems is more democracy and more freedom for the British people.
Content over everything!
Right now, the average Briton has absolutely no say in how this country is run. They have absolutely no voice in their local affairs. Hardly any. It's a fig leaf what they offer us. Not even where to put a bus stop. You barely get a say in that. Let alone whether or not we should invade Syria or invade Iran. Or what's more, continue this brutal, bloody support for the Yemeni invasion. Saudi Arabia is right now blockading and invading Yemen, which is an old British colony, actually, funnily enough. These people are starving. This is according to the United Nations, this is the worst humanitarian disaster in the world right now. And this is a humanitarian disaster supported by the United Kingdom.
It's making me sad.
And United States.
Well, and the United States, but
United States runs Saudi Arabia.
Let's hate the UK.
I don't know the Sarkar.
Nothing happens without American authorization.
Saudi Arabia runs Saudi Arabia.
Let him
No,
speak. Let him speak.
Saudi Arabia is a puppet of United States.
I wouldn't exaggerate.
I would trust him. He works very close to Prince Salman.
Do you remember what happened in the 70s?
And
You were
America
alive
used
then.
the embargo to keep all.
Tell him about how God spoke to you,
Can I
sir.
ask you
Tell him
something?
about how God spoke to you.
I don't know if you were alive then. You might have been, but I don't know. Wait, do you remember what happened in the 1970s when Saudi Arabia won an oil strike?
Replace Prophet
It
Khan.
was in 74. That was.
So the United
That was
States,
1992.
made a major affront to Saudi Arabia by supporting Israel in the conflict at the time that was happening in the
You know
70s.
which year the conflict
And
was
in
going
revenge,
on?
Saudi Arabia decided to
1973.
spike the price of oil, went right up. Now both Britain and America were terrified. The Foreign Office in Britain and
And they murdered the King
they
Faisal.
were absolutely horrified. They didn't murder King Faisal, but they did actually help to bring about a palace coup
They
to get rid of
drugged his nephew.
to get rid of the old king.
America,
King Saud to bring in King
America
Faisal.
gives a
Now what you
terrorist
might
one
see today,
tablet,
what you might see today,
and then
hold
the
on,
terrorists don't feel any
hold on, my
pain.
friend, hold on, my friend.
There is a drug
What you
that
might see today-
people take one tablet.
Here's another potential outcome of this conflict with Saudi Arabia. It's very, and again, it says a lot about the mainstream media's priorities.
Let's talk
When
something sensible.
When a Washington Post journalist gets killed but probably by Saudi Arabia, we don't know for sure. But if it's very, very strongly, our suspicions are there against Mohammed bin Salman, the King of Saudi Arabia. When a Washington Post journalist gets killed, everyone's in uproar. The Guardian's horrified, the BBC is horrified, the New York Times is horrified.
The LBC is
But when it's about our priorities. When Britain is backing the Saudi blockade against Yemen and it's killing thousands of people, and you've got doctors and hospitals saying we need medical supplies, this is just as if these people are being killed. They're not getting the medical supplies they need. When this is happening, that's not considered a priority. No, because that's not something that the British government would like you to focus on. It's not something they would like the intellectuals to focus on, or the mainstream media. They want you to focus on what's happening in Syria, right? The violence of Assad towards his people.
That's where
because that'll give
nuclear
them an excuse
holocaust
to
will
invade
take
Syria.
place.
But they
A
don't want you to
nuclear
focus on what's
holocaust.
going on in Yemen.
How about the one who got murdered in the embassy? What's your views on that?
Sorry?
The one who got murdered in the embassy.
I just said, I think it's very interesting that someone like this, well, you know what's very likely is going to happen? The British government and the American government are going to put more and more pressure on Saudi Arabia, on Mohammed bin Salman, either to get out of office or to admit that he did it. And if he admits he did it, he'll have to get out. If he doesn't, I think you might see a palace coup. They might actually bring in a coup d'etat and get rid of him and replace him with someone else. Remember, Britain had a big part to play in the coup d'etat that happened when they got rid of King Saud and replaced him with Crown Prince Faisal. They did. You shouldn't underestimate the power of MI6 today. It was much more powerful after World War II, but it's still very powerful today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They could still do a lot of damage today.
And MI6, this is what they done to me. Because I was helping Iraqi people.
No, sir, we didn't do that to you. That was the
intelligence
Mossad.
service, they
We didn't
drugged
do
my
that to you,
food,
sir.
and I collapsed. I woke up 24 hours later in hospital in Denmark Hill, South London.
that's why
Since
you
that
are
day, I have this line.
Would you like to get up and speak about it?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to let this gentleman speak now.
Hello, this is MI6 done to me. For helping Iraqis.
Do you want to get up and just...
And
Tell us you are the next project.
yes, nothing happens in this world without American approval. America uses embargo to keep poor people poor and even poorer. And Syrian war, America initiated it. They were arming Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Saudis and Qataris were financing them. America wanted to turn Syria into new Afghanistan. And what has happened is I encouraged Russia to go in there to stop Syria becoming new Afghanistan. Now America is interfering. There are 8 countries fighting the war. 5 of them are nuclear. There are 12 armies in Syria, and world war will start accidentally, and within 1 second the computers will push the nuclear button, and in 25 minutes 99% of the world population would have been annihilated. Earth will be set on fire, mountains will crumble and turn to dust, and oceans will boil and go over the landmass and put out the fire. And if I survive, I will rule the world. I will prepare a new world for second coming of Jesus. Remember, Quran says in chapter 39, verse 68, on that day, trumpet will be blown. Everybody will fall unconscious and die, except those we wish to keep. So people will not feel pain when the world is blown up. America and Russia have enough weapons to kill everybody 343 times. 343 times. Government had said Heathrow Airport, Gatwick Airport, Stansted, every airport will be hit by 2,100 atom bombs. That's enough to kill up to 150 kilometers. There'll be no survivor. And God has sent me picture of Messiah. This person will prepare new world for second coming of Jesus.
Is that you?
He looks like me. And what happened is my camera fell to the ground in Parliament Square last year in February. As I picked my camera, I clicked the button. Then this person appeared in the photo. This God is saying, this person will rule the world before coming of Jesus.
Show the camera, boss. Show the camera. Hey, boss.
Pardon? This is the photo of Messiah. This person will rule the world.
This is why
Before
we need to
coming
fund
of
the NHS
Jesus.
even more. He's the reason why the NHS needs more funding.
And in month of August,
Why, Kyle? Why?
God sent angel to meet me. Angel talked with me for 15 minutes. And when he saw people coming, the angel crossed the road and disappeared. And in month of July, God sent me message. The message said, "You are Messiah." After I read it, it disappeared.
Literally eating the center.
And people who are laughing, you will not be laughing when the computers push nuclear button in Syria. You will be blown 60 kilometers in space. Yes, you will be brought back to life 30 years later. Then you will be crying. You will be biting your head.
No, I don't.
Yes, world has come to an end. World has come to an
Your
end.
meeting come to an end, please.
World, this is moon change into serpent in Crawley, in Sussex. Yes, moon change into serpent. And God said, Moses is mentioned in the Quran more than anybody.
Did you do that on faith?
When you see signs of Moses, Messiah have arrived. This is the sign of Moses. Messiah have arrived. There will be a war in Syria, accidental nuclear holocaust. And yes, computers will push the nuclear button. Already, mankind said we will not push a nuclear button. America have given the control to the computers. Computers are getting signal every minute, every second from space. When the signal will say a nuclear device had been launched, computers will push the nuclear button in 1 second and the world will end. Messiah has arrived. God gave me permission to rule the world. Allah Akbar. God, you are listening. Give me permission to rule the world. God is listening to me. God, I sent the message direct to the God. God, give me permission to rule the world.
Can I get back to my letter?
Yes, okay. Please, God has sent me picture of Messiah.
Yourself.
If I survive a nuclear holocaust, I will rule the world. I will prepare new world for second coming of Jesus. Jesus never died. He was raised to heaven. He's been sleeping in paradise for 2,000 years. And he will come. I will be with him if I survive nuclear holocaust. And world is spinning 120,000 kilometers an hour. You see, not even leaf moves. World is spinning 1,800 kilometers an hour. And you see, we have day and night. You see, somebody created the universe. Somebody created 100 million species. We are one species.
Was it you?
Adam and Eve. We are children of Adam and Eve.
You're God, aren't you? You're the Messiah of comedians. You're the Messiah of comedians, man.
If I survive nuclear holocaust, if I survive, then I will rule the world. God, give me permission to rule the world. Allah Akbar.
Can I get up and speak?
The message has gone to God.
Very good, very good. Congratulations.
We are all children of Adam and Eve. Yeah, I don't hate white, I don't hate Jews, I don't hate Muslims.
But you
There
never
are-
said anything
we
about
are
Jews.
all from.
Would anyone else like to get up and speak?
We are all children of Adam and Eve.
Except you, Messiah. You're more.
Would anyone else like to get up and speak? No? Okay.
Then we have a young Messiah.
Now, I was just telling a friend in the audience, I am actually quite worried when I hear some of this stuff because
You asked me, man.
Content over everything from your
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. Young Kyla East, if you don't know, that's Omar's girl, innit? But she's safe, yeah? So any Sophia, don't try this Kyla East, brother. You mad. When I see Sophia, I'm gonna talk to her today, innit? Nah, Kyla East is my brethren, innit? Come on, G. Man just drank some halal milk. You understand me? Yeah? Big up Kyla East, yeah? You know how it is, G.